Welcome to My Daily Thread. It's a great little place to get a snippet of wisdom from the yoga and the meditation masters to start or to end your day. I'm Jeff Lichty. All right, my friends, we are at the end of the week, aren't we? Wow, that's crazy. I said that we're going to move on, but I just want to speak a little bit more about the yamas and the niyamas. You know, in the 8-limb tradition of Patanjali, these yamas and niyamas are a form of ethical and moral discipline that we take on, that we choose to take on in our lives. And I can't think of a better time than where we are right now to take on some practices that help us become better humans, really. And that's what I look at this as. It's, am I becoming a better human today? Because that really is a big part of my work. And what better way to become a better human than to come to Sam Poncho? This is the Sam Poncho Full Court Press. I'm pressing you folks because you know what? I know how beautiful it is there. I know how beautiful it is to retreat, but also to do it in a way that lifts your spirit, helps you cultivate some of these great things that we're talking about on the podcast here. And you can do that with Andrew and I. And have a ton of fun doing it, friends. That's the way. Lift your soul and spirit and have fun on the path. So check out those options for you, jefflichty.com. Okay, let's get back at it. And when we think about the niyamas, they're both the yamas and the niyamas, they're inner anchors on our yogic path, but not just a yogic path. Look, if you're not a yogi person, I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. But we all have to have some kind of moral, ethical compass that we run our lives by. So the yamas, of course, are guiding us we talked about the yamas, how we relate to others in the world. And then the niyamas guide us how we want to relate to ourselves. Both are personal disciplines. It's a state of mind that we cultivate. We cultivate clarity. We cultivate some strength and humility. And really we align to the inner nature, which, of course, then this alignment helps improve our outer experience. In spiritual life or in the life of reflection, it's almost like there's these divine kind of mysteries. There's like some kind of order in the universe that we have to arrange and align ourselves to. But we have to do that in an internal way in order to really make it stick. So now these niyamas, Saucha, Santosha, Tapasvadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana. This was the sutra we were working on. And Saucha, remember, cleanliness of body, mind, maybe your environment. Santosha, that's inner satisfaction with what is. Tapas, it's that inner fire that we cultivate of committed effort. It's that disciplined life. Swadhyaya is the study of ourself in relation to our life, really. And often that's done by reading some sacred material of some sort, some sacred texts. And then Ishvara Pranidhana. Now this one's the tricky one for me, folks. Tell you, it's this letting go into reality, letting go to reality, letting go to the divine will of the immediate situation. Each of the niyamas here, they have to support a sense of inner clarity. I mean, Saucha, trying to create clarity or purity in our thoughts, it helps remove distraction, both physically and in our environment, and then also mentally in our thinking. Santosha is immediately concerned with keeping our mind peaceful in all circumstances. And remember, it softens our craving. I think I told you about Tawaraji's formula for life or for happiness. He said, expectation over achievement yields happiness or unhappiness. If I have high expectations and low achievement, I'm generally unhappy. If I have low expectations and high achievement, I'm much happier. If we cultivate contentment with where we're at, it softens the desires and cravings that we have. And then tapas, svadhyaya, ishvara pranayama. Just let's touch on those just briefly and then we'll end for today. Tapas, discipline. We're generating strength in order to keep showing up. Willpower and resistance that we apply daily in our life. That is tapas. Svadhyaya, or self-study, it reminds us that there is truth that lives deep inside us. We have to access it somehow, usually in silence and stillness, but also in reflection through sacred texts, even sacred conversations with our besties, with the best people in our lives. What Rangan Chatterjee calls generative relationships. The relationships that lift you up, that brighten you up, that bring joy, that help you see the fun in life, even in the difficult times. And then Ishvara Pranidhana, surrender. We have to surrender something on our path. We have to surrender that we're walking on the path. These are the niyamas, and they're essential practices for self-mastery. We can't meditate deeply or live peacefully if we're full of mental noise and self-judgment and restlessness. Restlessness and irritability, those are big ones, right? Finally, let's finish this off. Choose simplicity over excess. That's really saucha. Choose gratitude over striving. That's santosha. Choose effort over escape. Tapas. Choose inner truth over noise. Svadhyaya. Choose surrender over control. Ishvara Pranidhana. I'll leave you with that for the weekend, friends. Have a wonderful weekend. You know I'm going to as well. Om. Peace out.